How you doing?
Good, brother. How are you?
I'm good. Hey, Coach Norvell mentioned that Jordan kind of, you guys limited him a little bit just to see the younger quarterbacks. How did Jordan look when he was in there? And then if you could just kind of give an overview of the younger guys.
Jordan's had a really good camp. He's been consistent, so, we wanted to we knew what he's been, and he's put the work in, so we wanted to kind of let those younger guys roll with those older groups, let them operate with the wide out the O-line, the running backs, and I thought those young guys, man, showed a lot. I thought Tate was poised. I thought AJ made good decisions. We didn't have many of the negatives that we had in scrimmage one, so I thought those guys, showed their understanding and their confidence in the offense.
Next would be Kurt Weiler from the Osceola.
Coach Norvell talked about Johnny and a few plays he had again tonight. I know that's kind of been a theme of late. He's definitely been stringing together some good days. Coach Dugan talked about how hard he's been on Johnny. I guess what have you seen from him that's really pushed him to kind of, it seems like, play at a more consistent level this preseason?
Man, Johnny shows us a lot of toughness. That's what I like about Johnny. When I see it in his face, he's a very mild-mannered, cool guy. But like when he's on the field, he shows toughness in blocking and route running and the violence that he plays with. So I think he wants that toughness. Like if we're coaching him in the kind of way, he'd be disappointed. He likes the rough coaching, the in-your-face, the correction at the time. So, and I think that's unlocking his potential. He's kind of stringing some days together where he's operating the way he needs to operate. And I've been proud of his work, and I've really been proud of the look that he has when he's out there, the focus, the sideline, the detail. He's doing a good job.
Next will be Chris Nee from Knowles 247.
Hey, Alex. Good evening.
Good evening.
What kind of identity would you say this offense has formed this preseason, especially over this past week when you guys kind of put them through a lot of things?
Well, yeah, I mean, two words come to mind is just unity and toughness. I think that they're playing together. They're supporting each other, even on the bad plays. It's easy. When you go into a scrimmage, it's either touchdown or everybody's sad. But I think what they're doing is they're supporting each other through the mistakes, through the positive plays, through the correction. So they're knowing their teammates' corrections. Like, hey, I saw you mess that up last time. Now I see you correct it. So what I like is the support and just the toughness, man. I mean, those backs are running hard. I mean, the receivers are really running. I like the toughness that they're displaying, even on the back end as we're coming through camp. It's been pleasing to see.
We'll go back to Ira.
As you guys have been trying to develop some depth at different positions, especially at the center this week, what have you seen out of those guys who have gotten opportunities to learn maybe new skills or step up this week?
Well, I threw some monkey wrenches at them. I make it uncomfortable as possible. So, like, I told a couple of guys that played right all camp that they playing left today. I told some guys that been playing right to play left. Like, I threw some monkey wrenches in the day, which caused more focus penalties. We got to correct that. And this game is ever flowing. We can't say, oh, we want to build continuity, but we also got to be able to operate when there is no continuity. So you got to train for both instances. But what I liked about today was I thought we operated well. I thought the snaps were good with the young guys that played. We rotated a lot of guys, so we're going to have about 4 or 5 guys that can play that position outside of the ones we already have. So just building that depth, and this is the time to stress them. This is the time to make it uncomfortable. This is the time to say, all right, you played right all camp, now you playing left today, and telling them that right before we go out there. Just trying to see what they respond to, because those situations are going to come up, so we got to train for them.
We'll go back to Chris Nee.
Coach Norvell mentioned Marcuston Douglas turned in a highlight play today. What can he offer you guys, both as an inline blocker and a big body working down the field?
What I like about Marquise is the true process of development. He came in, had a rough deal where he wasn't able to operate when he first got here. He has a medical kind of deal that he had to sit out. That he came back the next year, he was too big, he had to lose weight, get his nutrition right. Now he got an off season, but he has fought through. I mean, he even spent some time in my room for a little while as an old lineman, but like now getting to see him progress and his body take shape and his understanding, and he's getting to display his skill, which what we saw when we took him. So I'm really pleased with his growth, but it's not really surprising us. I think the surprising thing is that, it's coming together a little bit quicker than I thought, but I mean he got on and ran today. I said, oh man, he's faster than what I thought he was.
Next will be Perry from Tomahawk Nation.
Coach, how would you evaluate communication with the team so far? Not even between you guys, but even between themselves. You already mentioned how they have been coaching each other up after the mistakes, after things you have mentioned. Have you seen an increase in the way that they have been able to communicate effectively?
I've been really pleased with it. When you're building a team, we brought in a lot of new people, so the competition is high, and you're always concerned with, hating and fakeness. you know, acting like I'm for the team, but I'm not because things are not going well for me. So that was a big thing in challenging the offense is let's get rid of the fakeness, let's get rid of the hating, let's put it all on the table and say this is what it is. Now let's learn how to genuinely be happy for one of our teammates. And if that's you, you're going to want that same support. So let's go compete, let's go fight it out, but let's support each other real, genuinely, and not the, you know, the fake all-star team kind of deal. And I think I've been more pleased with that than anything. You know, I see guys after a completion celebrating. I see them after incomplete saying, that's all right, you good, instead of saying, well, I wish that was me. So I've been really pleased with the unity of the offense and the way they've been supporting each other and really challenging each other also.
All right, next will be Aslan Hajavandi from Warchant.
Coach, Kanai Charlton's a kid that said, you know, part of the reason he committed to this program was because of you and how bluntly honest you were with him. I guess you kind of told that his tape really wasn't all that good, but he wasn't scared about that. He seems like he's progressing. I mean, has he progressed? And for freshmen, how much of it, of being successful for you, is it a physical thing? Is it a mental thing? And personally, what's it with Kanai?
Give Kanai a shout out. He took the reps with the ones today. I threw him in a tough situation. He wasn't prepared for that. I threw him and said, "You going with the ones today for a couple of series," and I want to see how he respond. You know, he's you know, the big thing with him, he had to come down and trim his weight. You know, work on his mental toughness. But I've been pleased because he's still here. He's still fighting. He's still swinging. Now he still has a lot of progression to go. We still got to cut him down a little bit more and things like that. But he is one of the more mentally sharp guys I've been around as a freshman. I mean, there's not many mental mistakes he'll make. I mean, he was a 4.0, smart guy, real good processor, real good thinker. If you ever have a conversation with him, he does a really good job in conversation. He's a great listener. So, you know, his time will come, and I think it's coming sooner than what I thought because he's earning that.
We'll go back to Ira.
It's never too late for two questions.
Come on.
I wanted to ask about Justin Turnitin is a guy that he hasn't been here all that long. I was kind of curious how his development is going. And then the other one is seeing Cade Lyles out there, and I don't know if he was out there tonight, but I know in Jacksonville he was going to the practices and still putting on pads. And, you know, obviously it's a tough situation, but what does he mean to your group?
Well, I'm going to start with Caden because when you talk about toughness, buy-in, through adversity, and nobody displayed that better than anybody. I mean, to have what he's going through and still show up, still put the uniform on, he's coaching them harder than me sometimes. I'm asking him questions, what'd you see right there? Because that's how his mind is. So, you know, he's a part of this team just as much as anybody else, and he is doing a great job of developing those young guys. He's spending a lot of time outside of his time, so I've been really appreciating what Lyles have brought. So, I mean, I'm super excited about Lyles. Now, what was the other part of the question you asked me?
Just how Jazz things doing.
Oh, Jazz, yeah, big Jazz. Yeah. Well, you know, Jazz was another guy through some challenging situations. I repped him at guard, right tackle, left tackle, and he's new in the offense because I like giving him that challenge and also questioning his effort. You know, I want to push him past those 4 and 5, 6 rep deals and trying to see, can you play 8, 12, 14 reps in a row and really challenge him and challenge his conditioning. And today was one of the, I would say early on, one of the first times I seen him fight through good mentality and good things like that. And, you know, Jazz knows, you know, this is a swing for him. You know, this is the last swing. So, you know, I think that part of it also is challenging him to challenge himself, where I don't have to go outside of my character to challenge him. He's doing a good job of holding himself accountable.
All right, that'll wrap us up. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.